Hi, my name is Jeremy Nunez, and the bacteria I'm going to be talking about is Pseudomonas syringae. So some general information. This is a bacteria, actually, um, and it comes from a major phylum of gram-negative bacteria called Proteobacteria. There's over 50 different pathivores of this particular bacteria, which really are just 50 different bacterial strains or sets of strains that have similar characteristics. It is rod shaped, so you can see sort of this close up of Pseudomonas syringae here on the left. And then here's just some cultures on some petri dishes here on the right. So since it is a bacteria, it does replicate through binary fission, which just a quick recap. You have your circular piece of bacteria here. It's going to replicate, moves to opposite sides of the cell, and your cell ends up splitting into identical daughter cells here. Pretty simple. So Pseudomonas syringae can enter a plant through stomata or open wounds. And stomata, as discussed before, are just sort of pores within sort of a plant's structure that allows for gases to be brought in or to escape, sort of like in photosynthesis, right? CO2 and oxygen out. Or it can also get through open wounds. So you can see here in this sort of like bamboo shoot, there's like a big old crack in it. So that could also serve for like a method for Pseudomonas syringae to sort of be introduced to the plant. It multiplies in the apoplast, which is sort of this apoplastic pathway, which you can see traced out here. It's just a space between the cell wall that allows for, it's just like a pathway for things to travel through. So some cool facts about Pseudomonas syringae is it can freeze water in plants. So as mentioned before, there's a lot of different strains of Pseudomonas syringae. So this particular strain is called the ICE plus bacteria, which has ICE nucleation activation proteins, which just sort of helps freeze water. So you have these crystals forming on these leaves here. Obviously, this isn't good for the plants, right? You need water, probably not frozen water, for a plant to continue living. So sort of building on that interesting fact, there was a strain that was developed from Pseudomonas syringae, which was called the ICE minus strain, that sort of helped counteract the ICE plus strain. This ICE minus strain was actually a mutation made from the ICE plus strain, and it was known commercially as frostban. But it was pretty controversial because it was the first genetically modified organism to be released into the environment. This was around 1987. Cool. So here's just a quick little clip that I thought was really cool. You're going to see here just a couple of drops of this Pseudomonas syringae culture are added to this just super cold water, and you can see it just instantly freezes with only a couple of drops. Yeah, just frozen solid. That was really cool. So as far as the diseases, as mentioned, right, this is a bacteria pathogen that can affect plants mainly, right? So can affect a wide variety of fruits and vegetables, and I think usually there seems to be a lot of different strains that sort of correlate to, if it's affecting like this kind of plant or whatever kind of plant it might be. I didn't really get too much into that because it seemed a little too complex for my current knowledge at the moment. But so it can be prevented by adjusting soils for pruning during the summer or dry weather, because as mentioned, right, this bacteria can enter the plant through open wounds, right? That's one way it can sort of get into the plant. And you can see here, right, here's an apple on the left with these sort of like dark reddish brown blisters that formed around it caused by this bacteria. And here's just a leaf, right, with similar sort of dark brown blisters. Yeah, so that concludes my presentation.